Norway, Hidden Beauties and Unknown Secrets Chapter 1. The Hidden Paradise at the Top of Europe, 5 minutes. Imagine a country where the sun never sets in summer and never rises in winter. A place where ancient fjords cut through mountains like scars from the Ice Age. Welcome to Norway, the country that holds secrets you never imagined. In this 30-minute video, I'm taking you on a deep journey through the real Norway. It's not just about northern lights and postcard-perfect fjords. We're going to discover shocking truths, hidden beauties, and facts that even Norwegians don't know. Get ready, because your view of this Nordic country is about to change completely. The fjords, more than landscapes, Norwegian fjords aren't just beautiful, they're living witnesses to 2.5 million years of history. The Fjord, stretching 127 miles, is deeper than the Grand Canyon. But here's what nobody tells you. At the bottom of these fjords exist ecosystems unique in the world. Cold water coral reefs, yes, coral in the Arctic, that take 1,000 years to grow just a few inches. These reefs were only discovered in 2002 and harbor species that science is still cataloging. Trolltunga and the impossible formations. You've seen that iconic photo of Trolltunga, the troll's tongue, a horizontal rock jutting out from a cliff 2,300 feet high, right? What you don't know, this formation was created 10,000 years ago when a glacier receded. But the most fascinating part is that geologically, it should have collapsed. Scientists calculate it supports 10 times more weight than would be normal for a rock in that position. It's a geological mystery still, without complete explanation. And there's more. Only 40 people per year visited this spot until 2010. Today, it's over 100,000 annually. The location has become a serious environmental problem. But geological wonders are just the beginning. Norway hides a natural phenomenon that defies everything we know about physics and light. A spectacle that happens 200 days a year, and that scientists took decades to fully understand. In the next chapter, we're diving into the mystery of the Northern Lights and discovering secrets that go far beyond colorful lights in the sky. Chapter 2. Northern Lights, the science behind the magic. The truth about the lights. The Northern Lights aren't just pretty, they're a literal collision between solar wind and Earth's magnetic field at 62 miles altitude. These are particles traveling at 3.7 million miles per hour, hitting our atmosphere. But here's what few people know. Each color you see represents a different chemical element being ionized. Green, oxygen at 60 to 186 miles altitude. Red, oxygen at extreme altitudes above 186 miles. Blue and violet, nitrogen. The most intense auroras release as much energy as a magnitude 5.5 earthquake. They literally make the upper atmosphere heat up hundreds of degrees. Troms, the aurora capital Tromsø in Norway, calls itself the Paris of the North. But it's not because of cafes. It's because it sits exactly in the auroral oval, the zone of highest northern lights activity on the planet. The secret nobody mentions, from November to January, Tromsø has Morkededen, the dark time, when the sun doesn't rise for 2 months. Zero sunlight. How do people survive mentally? Studies from University of Tromsø discovered something surprising. Depression levels don't increase during polar night. Why? The theory is that 10,000 years of genetic adaptation created populations with different vitamin D metabolism and melatonin regulation. The Steve phenomenon. In 2016, Norwegian scientists discovered a new type of aurora that had never been cataloged. Steve, strong thermal emission velocity enhancement. Steve appears as a bright purple ribbon crossing the sky. For decades, photographers capture it, but science ignore it. Until satellite data revealed it's not a normal aurora. It's a river of hot gas at 5,400 degrees Fahrenheit flowing through the ionosphere at 13,000 miles per hour. Norway is one of the few places in the world where you can see Steve and normal auroras simultaneously. Hook 2 next chapter. But while Norway's sky holds these luminous secrets, its waters hide creatures that seem straight out of horror movies. And one of them is responsible for one of the biggest unsolved maritime mysteries. Chapter 3. The Deadly Depths of Norwegian Seas. Chapter 3. Norwegian Seas, Beauty and Terror, 5 minutes. Maelstrom, the deadly whirlpool. Off the Lofoten Islands exists the Saltstraumen, the most powerful tidal whirlpool in the world. For times a day, 106 billion gallons of water are forced through a strait just under 500 feet wide. The force is so brutal it creates whirlpools 33 feet in diameter and 16 feet deep. Entire boats can be sucked in and never seen again. Edgar Allan Poe wrote A Descent into the Maelstrom based on this phenomenon. And he didn't exaggerate. Historical records show at least 50 confirmed shipwrecks since 1600. How many weren't recorded? Nobody knows. The Arctic giant squid. In 2018, Norwegian marine biologists made a terrifying discovery. They filmed for the first time a living colossal squid in Norway's deep waters. These animals can reach 46 feet in length, bigger than a bus, and have the largest eyes in the animal kingdom, 12 inches in diameter. Why? To see in abyssal depths where no sunlight reaches. But here's the terrifying part. Norwegian fishermen have reported for centuries giant tentacles attacking boats. Science called it legend. Today we know it was true. And we still don't know how many giant species exist down there. The cold water corals. Going back to the corals I mentioned at the beginning. The Ross Reef is the largest known cold water coral reef, 25 miles long. These corals live in temperatures of 39 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit, without sunlight, at depths up to 1,300 feet. How do they survive? They eat marine snow, organic debris that falls from the upper ocean. The most disturbing part, these reefs are being destroyed by trawl fishing. In 50 years, we've lost 50% of them. 8,000-year-old ecosystems destroyed in decades. But not everything in Norway is wild nature. This country built a society many consider perfect. However, behind the scandalous wealth and enviable quality of life, there are deep contradictions that few dare to mention. Next chapter, the uncomfortable truth about wealthy Norway. Chapter 4, the Norwegian paradox, wealth and contradictions. The sovereign fund, the world's greatest wealth. Norway owns the largest sovereign wealth fund on the planet, $1.4 trillion. That equals $250,000 for every Norwegian, including babies. How did they achieve this? Oil. When they discovered oil in the North Sea in 1969, they did something radical. They decided all profits would go to an investment fund for future generations. Today, this fund owns 1.5% of all stocks traded in the world. They own pieces of Apple, Google, Amazon, Tesla, practically everything. But here's the cruel irony. While Norway promotes itself as an environmental leader, it's the 8th largest oil and gas exporter in the world. 20% of all natural gas in Europe comes from them. 1630 to 1800 hours, the world's most humane prison, Halden Prison in Norway, looks like a resort. Cells with TV, PlayStation, private shower. There's a professional music recording studio. Prisoners cook their own meals. Guards don't wear uniforms, they wear casual clothes. There are no bars on many cell windows. The crazy part, it works. Norway's recidivism rate is 20%. In the US, 76%. But the detail nobody mentions, this is only possible because there are very few prisoners. Norway has 3,600 inmates for 5.5 million inhabitants. Brazil has 700,000 for 214 million. The scale makes comparison impossible. 18 to 1930, the absurd cost of living. Oslo is consistently one of the most expensive cities in the world. A beer at a bar? $12. A Big Mac? $15. A one-bedroom apartment? $2,500 per month. How do people live like this? Very high salaries. A teacher earns on average $80,000 per year. A nurse? $70,000. But there's a dark side. Norway has growing levels of personal debt. 30% of families are in debt beyond 500% of annual income. How? Massive mortgages. A median house in Oslo costs $700,000. Even with high salaries, people are trapped in 30-year debts. 1930 to 2000 hours hook, but perhaps Norway's best-kept secret isn't in its fjords, nor in its wealth. It's buried in Arctic ice, in a location designed to survive the end of the world. Chapter 5, the Doomsday Bunker and Other Strategic Secrets. Chapter 5, Strategic Secrets and the Doomsday Bunker, 5 minutes. 20 to 2130, Svalbard Global Seed Vault. In Svalbard, a Norwegian archipelago, just 800 miles from the North Pole, there's a structure that seems straight out of science fiction, the Global Seed Vault. Built inside a frozen mountain, maintained at -0.4 degrees Fahrenheit, this bunker guards 1.25 million seed samples from across the planet. It's literally a backup of world agriculture. It was designed to survive nuclear wars, asteroid impacts, earthquakes up to magnitude 10, and a 200-foot rise in sea level. The sinister detail. In 2017, the inviolable bunker was flooded due to permafrost melting caused by global warming. No seeds were lost, but the irony is clear. The structure made to save the world from catastrophes was almost destroyed by one of them. 2130 to 2300 hours. Arctic surveillance. Norway controls one of the most strategic regions on the planet, access to the Arctic Ocean. With ice melting, new maritime routes are opening. The Northern Sea Route can reduce trips between Europe and Asia by 40% compared to the Suez Canal. That's why Norway maintains one of the most technological armed forces per capita in the world. Russian and American nuclear submarines constantly transit through its waters. What few know, Svalbard is a demilitarized zone by international treaty since 1920. Any country can establish presence there. Russia has an entire town, Barentsburg, with 370 inhabitants. China, India, and South Korea have research stations. It's a silent Cold War happening right now at the top of the world. 23 to 2400 hours 30. The modern Vikings. Norway loves to say the Vikings are part of the past. That's a lie. Viking DNA is alive. Genetic studies show that 60% of modern Norwegians have direct Viking ancestry. But here's the shocking part. The Vikings were much more diverse than Hollywood shows. DNA analysis of Viking skeletons found in Norway revealed ancestry from the Middle East, Central Asia, and even Sardinia. Vikings weren't just white Scandinavians, they were a multicultural culture of explorers who absorbed people from every place they conquered. 2400 hours 30, 25:00, final transition. After all this, from lights in the sky to deadly depths, from absurd wealth to apocalyptic bunkers, one question remains: what makes Norway truly special? In the final chapter, we'll unravel the cultural and philosophical aspects that make this Nordic country one of the most unique and misunderstood places on the planet. Chapter 6. The Norwegian Soul, Culture, Philosophy, and Final Truths. 5 minutes. 25:00, 26:00. Forluftsliv, the philosophy of nature. There's an untranslatable Norwegian word, forluftsliv. Literally open-air life, but it means so much more. It's a life philosophy. Every Norwegian from childhood learns that nature isn't something to visit on weekends, it's where you live. Babies sleep outside in strollers at 14 degrees Fahrenheit. Daycares hold classes in the forest, even in snow. Companies give mandatory nature breaks. Norwegian law guarantees allemannsretten, everyone's right to transit through any natural terrain, even private. You can camp anywhere for up to 2 days, pick wild berries, fish. Result: Norwegians have one of the lowest rates of anxiety and depression related to urban stress in the developed world. 26:00, 27:15 Janteloven. The law of Jante, but not everything is perfect. There's a dark side to Norwegian culture, Janteloven. These are 10 unwritten rules that basically say, don't think you're special. Don't think you're better than anyone. Don't think you know more than us. It's a culture of extreme modesty and conformity. Wealthy Norwegians avoid showing off. Gifted children are discouraged from standing out. For some, this creates equality and harmony. For others, it suffocates ambition and individuality. Practical result: Norway has very few globally successful startups compared to smaller countries like Israel or Estonia. The culture of conformity kills aggressive entrepreneurship. 27:15, 28:30. The collective loneliness. Here's an obscure secret. Norway, despite all its wealth and quality of life, faces an epidemic of loneliness. 45% of Norwegians between 18 and 29 report feeling frequent loneliness. In a country with ultra-high-speed internet and perfect infrastructure, people are alone. Why? The culture of extreme independence. Norwegians value privacy so much they avoid even sitting near strangers on public transportation. Making friends after 25 is notoriously difficult. The pandemic made everything worse. Antidepressant prescription levels increased 40% since 2020. 28:30, 29:30. The truth about happiness. Norway always appears in the top 5 happiest countries in the world. But what does that really mean? The metrics measure economic security, health, freedom. They don't measure genuine emotional happiness. Qualitative studies show Norwegians often feel satisfied, but not necessarily joyful or passionate about life. It's a stable happiness, predictable, safe. Some call it Scandinavian happiness, absence of suffering, not presence of ecstasy. Is it better or worse? Depends on what you value. 29:30, 30:00. Powerful closing. So what is Norway really? It's a country of impressive contradictions. Environmentalist and oil producer. Egalitarian and conformist. Rich and indebted. Connected and lonely. Wild nature and absolute control. Its beauties are undeniable from fjords to auroras. But its challenges are real, from climate change to existential crises. Norway isn't the perfect paradise they sell. But maybe it's something more interesting. A real social experiment of how to balance nature, technology, wealth, and humanity. And that experiment is far from over. If you made it this far, congratulations. Leave in the comments, would you live in Norway? Why or why not? Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Next video, the dark secrets of Iceland. Until the next journey.